Hey guys, Popcorn245, and in today's video I thought it'd be fun to head out and see if I can not spend my wad while I catch a big load here at Target. Shop with popcorn.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Don't click off, don't click off, don't do it. I promise, it's a real video, It's a Thoughts with Popcorn. I take a personality test with my mom, and we talk about our results, and yeah, happy Mother's Day, everybody. All right, so hi guys. I've got with me my mother on the stream today, and my father as well. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. And in today's video, as I said in the intro, we're going to be taking the personality test MBTI on 16 personalities. It's free. You can find a link in the description below if you want to take it for yourself. I've taken it previously, and so first we're going to kind of run through my results, and I'm going to kind of get their feedback on kind of what they think about it, and then I'm going to run through the test and take it with my mom and see what her personality is, and then basically we're going to talk about that, and hopefully this is something interesting, and if you guys like it, make sure give this a thumbs up. And without further ado, and I scored something called the INFJ, the assertive advocate. You see it's got some generic stuff here, like I'm pretty introverted, intuitive, very feeling, slightly judging, and slightly assertive. And we dig into this a little bit more. It kind of gives you like a breakdown on like the personality. And so advocates, INFJs, maybe the rarest personality type of all, but certainly leave their mark on the world. Idealistic and principled, they are content to coast through life. They want to stand up and make a difference, or they aren't content to coast through life. They want to stand up and make a difference. For advocate personalities, success doesn't come from money or status, but by seeking fulfillment, helping others, or being a force of good in the world. Perhaps because their personality is so uncommon, advocates tend to carry around a sense, whether conscious or not, of being different from most people. With their rich inner lives, their deep, abiding desire to find life purpose, they don't always fit in with those around them. This isn't to say that advocates can't enjoy social acceptance or close relationships, only that sometimes they feel misunderstood or at odds with the world. Fortunately, this sense of being out of step doesn't diminish advocates' commitment to making the world a better place. Advocates are troubled by injustice and are typically care more about altruism than personal gain. They often feel called to use their strengths, including creativity, imagination, and sensitivity, to uplift others and spread compassion.
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah. I'm a bit of a dreamer, a little bit. And as my bosses have found out, I'm not easily motivated by money.
Yeah. Well, you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I play the lottery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Let's do strengths and weaknesses. This will be fun. Okay, so the strengths for an INFJ, creative. Advocates aren't exactly like everyone else. That's a wonderful thing. People with this personality type embrace their creative side, always on the lookout for opportunities to express themselves, think outside the box. Insightful, these personalities know all too well that appearances can be misleading. Advocates strive to move beyond the superficiality and seek out the deeper truths in life. This can give them an almost uncanny ability to understand people's true motivations, feelings, and needs. Principled advocates tend to have strong beliefs and values, particularly when it comes to matters of ethics. When advocates talk about topics close to their heart, their conviction and heartfelt idealism can inspire and persuade even the sternest of skeptics. Passionate, dear God, yes. Advocates crave a sense of purpose in life rather than a living on autopilot or sticking to the status quo. They want to chase after their ideals. This isn't a personality type that shies away from big dreams. In fact, advocates are energized by impassioned by the beauty of their visions for the future. Altruistic. People with this personality type aren't happy to succeed at another person's expense. Advocates want to use their strengths for the greater good and they rarely lose sight of how their words and actions might affect others. In their heart of hearts, they want to make the world a better place, starting with the people around them. So yeah, about the rosy side, what do you guys think? My strength, would you say I'm creative and insightful, and well, I think we all know we're all a very passionate group of people.
Yeah, the passion, yeah. Creativity, yes. I would say you like to write and music and yeah, and I think you can talk to people on the other side and try to get them to see a different side. I've seen that before. So yeah, a lot of it I see is true.
I appreciate it. Now on to the weaknesses. Okay, so sensitive to criticism. Advocates aren't averse to feedback, that is, unless they believe that someone is challenging their most cherished principles or values. When it comes to this issue that are near and dear to them, people with this personality type can become more defensive or dismissive. Reluctant to open up. Advocates value honesty and authenticity, but they're also private. They may find it difficult to open up and be vulnerable about their struggles, not wanting to burden someone else with their issues. Unfortunately, when advocates don't ask for help, they may inadvertently hold themselves back or create distance in their relationships. Perfectionistic. The advocate personality type is all but defined by idealism. While this is a wonderful quality in many ways, it doesn't always leave room for the messiness of a real life. Advocates might find it difficult to appreciate their jobs, living situations, or relationships if they're continually fixating on imperfections and wondering whether they should be looking for something better. Avoiding the ordinary. Advocates yearn to do extraordinary things with their lives, but it's hard to achieve anything extraordinary without breaking it down into small, manageable steps. Unless they translate their dreams into everyday routines and to-do lists, advocates may struggle to turn their grand visions into reality. Prone to burnout. Advocates' perfectionism and reserve leave them with few options for letting off steam. People with this personality type can exhaust themselves if they don't balance their drive to help others with necessary self-care and rest. So, how about the kind of weaknesses here? Would you say that's kind of fairly accurate from you guys' perspective?
Yeah. Let's say for the wanting to achieve you're perfectionist and it's wanting to achieve things, but it doesn't come fast enough, or and you want perfection. Yeah, I see that.
Well, with what you're doing now, you're kind of changing your weaknesses because you're taking on a lot of different ideas and ambitions. Each show is a little different, as you're experiencing new things and showing people new things. So I have to, as an adult though, I have to go through the ones that are video games because I can't watch a video game for 2.5 hours. So yeah, you're trying to change them weaknesses by doing what you're doing right now.
I think that was part of this, is like, once I took a personality test, understood, I've taken a lot of these over the years. I had them either done through jobs that I had, or I took them personally just for fun. And it's a good reminder that like a lot of the reason why I wasn't connecting with people and wasn't putting stuff out there was because like, just this, like, I don't know how I'm going to be viewed, and I don't know, like, I haven't hit the mark that I wanted to hit. Like when I first put those YouTube tutorials that now have like hundreds of thousands of views, I put those out without any thought about having anyone watch it. It was just for my class. And so there was no perfectionism in it. It was just tired of repeating myself 100 times. I have to get this video out so that I don't have to do that again. And then it became something where it's like, now that I want to make content, I want to actually make something that people want to watch. Let's go into like romantic relationships, because we'll get spicy. So advocates look for in-depth meaning in their relationships. Their romantic relationships are no different. This is a personality type known for having a vibrant, vivid imagination, but few advocates can imagine themselves settling for a match founded on anything less than true love. Oh, puppy! Oh, hello, Bella. Got our first doggo on the cast.
Well, I know, yeah, you fall hard. When you think it's the right one, you know.
I'm a bit of a romantic.
It's a shame, but, you know.
Well, you know, you just gotta plug away at everything. I mean, me and Mom's going on 43 years now are still, yeah, we're still, you know, it can be
It's still that love hate, you know.
Yeah. Good and
hard
bad.
music at the same time. I mean, you know,
You know.
it can be painful, it can be stressful, it can be happy, it can be, you know,
Sickness and
all
in
the
health.
stuff yeah. And if you don't both tolerate, then you know what? Maybe then you shouldn't be together. So
If you don't kill them, then you grow stronger together.
What don't kill you makes you stronger. He can fend off every pillow I put over his face now when he's sleeping. It's amazing to watch. All right, I'll go through one more on mine, and then we'll go through and start to do your personality test, Mom. So I figured we could go through parenthood because I think this would be fun. Just talk about what it'd be like if Bob had little shitlins running around. All right, so they got these quotes at the top too, which is kind of cute. They'll just like random generate you a quote from somebody else who is that same personality. It's like Nicole Kidman. My instinct is to protect my child from pain, but adversity is often the thing that gives us character and backbone. It's like that does really sum up like how I think about things. Like I don't want my kid to be like, you know, everyone wants to give their kid better, you know, than they have. It's like I feel like better in a lot of ways from my childhood. Better was just the way that you guys set me up, not with action figures and toys and bullshit, but like with like the way that you guys framed get a job that you actually care about, do you know get real friends and people who care about you for who you are, you know, and like you guys work hard on your spare time to like get things, you know, for yourself and for your family that like, you know, it very much like I feel like you guys have lived the Jerry Rice quote of like, today I'll do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't.
yeah, you make a fantastic. I mean, you got patience when it comes to kids. You studied up on it. You're
Kids seem to be drawn to you, so that's right there is a sign.
I mean, yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's because I'm a giant kid.
You know, I've watched a lot of other people, and there's a lot of people I know that put their kids as friends first before they're the parent, and it's disastrous. And I don't think you do anything like that. You know, it's parent first, and then the fun guy. You know.
Yeah, I do feel like that is my one concern, is that like I am the fun one, right? Like with everyone else's kids, and like that's kind of where I get all the good and none of the bad. I can only imagine when they're your kids and when, you know, you feel those kind of things like
Exactly.
it's like it's a lot harder,
Yeah.
and it's like something I'm still not sure how I'll comprehend or how I'll deal with.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, each time it's the situation too. You know, it's like, you know, oh yeah, because I made them go clean their room. Of course they hate me. You know, I mean, you gotta see the situation. You know, day to day, and when your kid's hurting or sick, and you're the first one they want, then you know, those bad parts aren't as, there's way more good than there is bad.
Okay, so the second part here, I'm going to go to this website here, and we'll just run through the test. You enjoy participating in group activities.
Why are you saying no?
Well, if you met somebody.
This is her personality test. Try not to skew the results here, Bob. You avoid leadership roles in group settings.
I don't avoid them. I just never usually.
Yeah. They seem to avoid you.
Yeah. Do I avoid them? I don't avoid them. They avoid me.
So maybe middle of the road on that one, I guess.
Oh yeah.
All right, you are definitely not an artistic type of person.
Disagree with that.
I would actually strongly disagree. Which one you going with though?
Yeah. Strongly disagree.
Yeah, I think you're
I
very
think I
artistic.
am.
Oh no, that's definitely something I'm gonna be making a call out on. It's like I truly think that a lot of our, Christine and I's artistic abilities have to do with like you and like just your different perspective on this one and this one.
That one.
Okay. All right, here we go. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, I half wanted. All right. Okay, so
Like you do, huh?
yeah. Turns out, acorn tree. So yeah, so you got INFJT. So let's go through what that means. So you got a different one. I'm -A, so I'm assertive, and you are T, and I don't remember what that stands for. Oh, turbulent. So individuals tend to prefer fewer yet deep, meaningful social interactions, and often feel drawn to calmer environments. So this is, I think, like me, you, and Grandpa. I think are really like the telltale sign of this kind of like personality, where it's like we only thrive in like the really small, intimate, like where like if we can talk to somebody one-on-one, it's like just absolute magic. We and the other person feel very locked, and it's like they feel like we're intently listening, and so it's like it's very good. Problem is that most of the time you're in these big loud environments where all these extroverts are, and we're just not good in those environments. It's just too messy, too chaotic. You can't get that. You have to spend the entire time going, how's the weather? You like the Cardinals? Like the entire time, and you don't get to have that real sense of connection. And so it's like, I don't know. What are your thoughts about that?
I was always, making Sandy ask for things when we were a kid and hiding behind,
Yep.
It's called bashful.
Yeah. All right. So you're 62% intuitive. And so it's intuitive, and the other side is like observant. So intuitive individuals are very imaginative, open-minded, and curious. They value originality and focus on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. So basically just the idea of like you're gonna be navigating the world a little bit more probably with your feelings and your intuition. So if something makes you feel something, it's gonna have a little bit more impact to you than if someone can show you a bunch of data and statistics that prove XYZ, because like you have to intuit something about it. You have to feel something about this thing. If you're anything like me, it's like you got to have that heartfelt reason for why you're doing something. If like you just show me the data, it doesn't really mean much to me. I have to like be compelled in some way.
If you don't feel it, then you ain't gonna be that interested either,
Yeah. And I think the other thing that you and I can struggle with is like sometimes we have like a very good intuition about like something, and then like there is no data or whatever to prove whatever we feel, and so it's like it just leaves us in this weird spot where it's just like I have a feeling, this is what I feel, and I can't. Putting that to words a lot of times is almost impossible when you're just like, I've intuited it from all these details. I have no idea where exactly I got my opinion from, but I'm certain of it. So it'd be really difficult.
I mean, with people too. I mean, there's many of people that I meet and I just have a feeling that they're not a good person. They're wonderful, and then come to find out I was right. They were,
Yeah, and I think that was something for me too, is like I spent a lot of my time like talking myself out of a lot of my intuition, because it's like rationally this, that, whatever, and it's like, and I found as I get older, like trusting a little bit more of that intuition and trusting some of that stuff. It's like not using it as like the end all be all necessarily, but like if I have a strong feeling about something, taking a little more time to hear it out and maybe look for that rationality, rather than just going like, nah, it's nothing to worry about. It's like, what's the reason why? Like I need to know why I have that feeling. It doesn't have to be true. I just got to know where it came from.
Yeah. to listen to it, you know.
Yeah.
You might not, you know, like your personality probably, I'm sure, changes over years. I mean, I'm more outgoing than I used to be, and you know, a lot of people are standoffish by me when they first meet me, but I'm like, you know, I gotta read a person first before I, and I think that's changed over years, you know. But
Yeah.
you know, you learn how you know, you learn how to read your feelings like anything else, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think that's something that like our personality type struggles with INFJs. We have something called the INFJ stare. It's like, I'll send you a video on it after this, but it's like they say it's the INFJ stare. It's like we just intimidate the living shit out of people when they first see us, because we do this thing where we take all emotion off our face and we just lock, and we are just observing the shit out of you. And they see that, and it makes people nervous as fuck, because they know what you're doing. They know you're sitting there breaking them down, calculating everything about them, and it just gives them the, you know, they immediately go into defensive. And that's why you and I can often have a little bit of a time where it's like, it's a little bit of a wrestling match to start the conversation, but then once we get in an actual good conversation with somebody, it's like, oh, it's great. And they're like, oh, you're really friendly, you're really nice. I couldn't tell that with that foreboding stare you gave me from across the room for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so 63, again, see, same thing here, thinking versus feeling. So 63% feeling. Feeling individuals are very emotional expression, value emotional expression and sensitivity. They place a lot of importance on empathy, social harmony, and cooperation. So yeah, just the whole thing of like, you know, your goal at the end of the day is more caring about keeping everyone feeling the right things rather than thinking the right things.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Awesome. Okay, so 75% judging versus prospecting. So judging individuals are decisive, thorough, and highly organized. They value clarity, predictability, and closure, preferring structure and planning to spontaneity. So yeah, just the whole thing of like, you really like a plan and a general idea of what's going on. You can't just wing it and hope that everything comes out fine. That's not your general style.
Yeah. Yeah, I like things done this way, you know.
Yeah.
My way.
This way, exactly. And it's like, we can take a couple pivots, we can make a couple changes, but it's gonna go my way. Okay, so 60% turbulent. Okay, so this is the turbulent versus assertive. So turbulent individuals are self-conscious and sensitive to stress. They feel a sense of urgency in their emotions and tend to be success-driven, perfectionistic, and eager to improve. So this is where you and I differ a little bit in our personality traits, whereas I'm more on the assertive side. And so I'm going to be less prone to caring what other people think necessarily about me from the outside, because I'm very assertive with what my beliefs are. So I just like override you, and I'm going where I'm going, and you're not going to get my way. Whereas I think if I'm reading this correctly, if I understand it correctly, turbulent individuals are a little bit more driven from the outside, where it's like people and the way that they kind of can put on you can make you turbulent in the way that like it kind of impacts your internal mechanisms. So when other people say and shoot things at you, it can kind of make you question and make you kind of get in your head a little bit. Whereas with me, I'm like, fuck your opinion, fuck your whatever, I'm doing this. And then that all melts away. So I think you're a little bit more on the turbulent side, where people can kind of gunk up your works and get in your head a little bit. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I can agree. I agree with that.
In general, what do you think? Do you feel like that is and I'll send you the guide so you can read through the whole thing, but do you think it did,
It was pretty, I think it's pretty much described. So it was pretty good. Did you pretty good, and did me pretty good.
Yeah. Well, do you think this also maybe, and again, part of this video was really that, is like the idea of like understanding how people tick and where they're at, just helps us communicate better and make a better value proposition for like the stuff that's important to us. And it also helps give them a window into like, hey, if you're going to communicate with me, realize I do lead with my feelings, that your rationality for everything is not going to be helpful to me, and that you got to have a little bit, you're going to have to try a little harder bringing yourself to where I'm at, you know, as I try to do the same for you. And it's like, it's that thing that I'm hoping to kind of open the conversation to. And I think this would be something really beneficial for a lot of families out there, where it's like, you know, it's like just knowing each other and where you guys sit. It's like, it's incredibly helpful.
Yeah. And how to deal with people, you know, their personalities.
Yeah.
You know, people and personalities just can't coexist, you know.
Yeah.
They just clash, and you know, it can be bad, you know. So it's good to know, and even for yourself, because then you can change the way you talk to other people, because you know, oh well, you know, I'm emotional, so I need to keep that out of this conversation, or you know, if you know your traits, and then you know what to avoid in conversations to get it to that level, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's very well put. Well, thanks for jumping on here and making this. I've got a bit of editing to do, but I promise I'll make you look good in the edit, you know. So there you have it. Great minds really do think alike. So what are your guys' personalities? Take the test in the description below and post your personality types in the comments. So I think it's really important that we have these kind of discussions and that we kind of understand ourselves better so that we know how to orchestrate with other people. And a little bit of introspection goes a long way. So thanks for tuning. Hello. Oh, hi, Dad. No, I know you haven't hit the lottery yet. Yeah, no, I'm doing wonderful. Yeah, I do curse a little bit too much in my videos. No, you can't show this one to Aunt Nancy either. Okay. All right, I love you too, Pop. I'm gonna end this bit, okay? All right, bye. 2, 4, 5.
And your film last night saying, you know, me and Daddy laughed because you're like, oh, you know, I cuss too much in these. That I'm on the phone with you saying I cuss too much, and I'm like, Daddy's saying that. Daddy said that the night before on your other one.
Oh, he did?
You can't send this to Aunt Nancy